Hallo Lieblings, this is Charvi Sharma and you are watching my German series on Language Fluent called Learn German A2 in 15 days. Today is day 12 and what shall we do today? Well, let us do some little German grammar. Have you heard of modal verben? Well, so these are basically equivalent to the English modal auxiliary verbs. Okay, and what's more is that, what do they do exactly? They actually modify the meaning of the main verb in the sentence and emphasize on important things such as the obligation or possibility of something. Confusing? So basically they mean can, could, must, would, rather, etc. Easy, isn't it? Okay. See what I did there? It was pretty easy. So don't worry, a few words and you will nail it in your college and your school. So what are we waiting for? Let us do the modal verben. Or the modal verbs are actually used to modify or change the other verb or the main verb of the sentence in order to indicate things such as ability, permission, obligation, necessity, etc. So basically these words are can, should, could, etc. Now talking about the modal verbs in German, we have können, which means can, dürfen, which means may, mögen, which means to like, müssen, which means must, sollen, which means should, and the last one we have is wollen, which means to want. Now, let us do the first one and learn its conjugation. The first one we have is können. With ish, it is conjugated as kann, ich kann, du kannst, sie kann, wir können, ihr könnt, sie können. Alright, now let us also learn how is the verb können used in a sentence. In which all contexts? Okay, so the first way of using kann is meaning to be able to or can. So I'll share a Beispiel with you. Example, I will say, wir können es nicht schaffen. Wir können es nicht schaffen. This means we can't make it or we won't be able to make it. Now the second use of can be used to mean to be able to or could. So Beispiel says, kannst du morgen fahren? Kannst du morgen fahren? This means can you travel tomorrow? Now the third method is to express possibility. So the Beispiel says, das kann sein. That can be. Okay? Or that may be so. Moving to the next modal verb. We have dürfen. How is dürfen conjugated? Pretty similar to how we did with kann. Ich darf, du darfst, sie es darf, wir dürfen, ihr dürft, sie dürfen. Easy, isn't it? Let us learn and understand how to use the word dürfen. It can be used to indicate to mean to be allowed to or may. So this is how the first Beispiel says. It says something like this. Darfst du mit ins Kino kommen? Darfst du mit ins Kino kommen? This means, would you like to come with us to the cinema? The second way of using darf can be to mean must not or may not. The Beispiel says, ich darf keine Schokolade essen. Ich darf keine Schokolade essen. This means I mustn't eat any chocolates. The third method of using darf can be to express politeness. Darfish, darfish, which means may I. Okay, moving to the next modal verb, we have mögen. How to conjugate mögen? Ich mag, du magst, sie es mag, wir mögen, ihr mögt, sie mögen. Now let us learn where all to use the mögen verb. The first possibility and way is to mean like, or in the sense when you're using to indicate the likes and dislikes of anything. The Beispiel says, magst du Schokolade? Magst du Schokolade? Do you like chocolates? The second use can be to express possibility or probability. The Beispiel says, es mag sein, dass es falsch war. Es mag sein, dass es falsch war. Now this means it may well be that it was wrong. Okay, moving to the next verb. We have müssen. Let's learn the conjugation of müssen. Ich muss, du musst, sie es muss, wir müssen, sie müssen. Coming on to the uses of the verb müssen. The first point, we can use it to mean must or need be. The Beispiel here says, ich muss jeden Tag 6 Uhr aufstehen. Ich muss jeden Tag 6 aufstehen. This means I must wake up every day at 6 a.m. in the morning. The second way of using müssen can be to indicate certain common or informal uses. For example, muss das sein? Muss das sein? Now this means, is that really necessary? Now, moving on to the next verb called sollen, let's learn its conjugation. Ich soll, du sollst, sie es soll, wir sollen, ihr sollt, sie sollen. Now quickly coming on to the uses of sollen, we can use it to mean to be supposed to, where someone else has asked you to do something. The Beispiel here says, du sollst deine Freundin anrufen. Du sollst deine Freundin anrufen. This means you should call your girlfriend or the girlfriend. Okay, moving to the second use of sollen, we can use it to say that said to be. Okay, now what does this mean? The Beispiel says, sie soll sehr reich sein. Sie soll sehr reich sein. This means she is said to be very rich. Okay, moving on to the next modal verb. We have wollen. Let's learn the conjugation of wollen now. Ich will, du willst, sie es will, wir wollen, ihr wollt, sie wollen. Okay, coming on to the uses of the verb wollen, we can use it to mean to want or want to. The Beispiel says, sie will eine Fotografin werden. Sie will eine Fotografin werden. This means she wants to be a photographer. The second way of using it is as a common informal alternative to the verb mögen that we've done earlier, which means to like, to want or to wish. The Beispiel says, willst du eins? Willst du eins? This means, do you want one? And the third way of using the verb wollen is to mean to be willing to. Now the Beispiel here is, will nichts sagen. Will nichts sagen. This means he doesn't want to say anything. With that, we have completed all of our modal verbs and we'll be moving ahead to do the Übung for the same. Are you ready for it? The rules remain the same. You have 10 seconds to tell me the answer. Here you go with the first question. The first one says, dash nach Deutschland fahren. Dash nach Deutschland fahren. You have 10 seconds to tell me the answer. Time's up. So, what is the answer? Er will nach Deutschland fahren. He wants to travel to Germany. Okay, here comes the second question. The second one says, Wir dash heute nicht ins Kino gehen. Wir dash heute nicht ins Kino gehen. This means we don't want to go to the kino. How will you say that in German? You have 10 seconds to tell me the answer. Time's up. You can use the verb wollen, okay? Or rather, dürfen. Wouldn't dürfen sound better? Now with dürfen, it'll mean wir dürfen heute nicht ins Kino gehen, which means we are not allowed to go to the cinema today. Coming on to the third question. The third one is asking you, Sie dash sehr laut singen. Sie dash sehr laut singen. Now you have 10 seconds to tell me the answer. Time's up. So what is the answer? Sie kann sehr laut singen. Sie kann sehr laut singen. This means she can sing really loudly. Okay, moving on to the fourth question of the day. Wir dash Tennis spielen. Wir dash Tennis spielen. You have 10 seconds to tell me the answer. Time's up. So, what is the answer? Wir mögen Tennis spielen. We like to play tennis often. Okay, moving to the last question of the day, the fifth one. The fifth one is asking you, Ihr dash früh ins Bett gehen. Ihr dash früh ins Bett gehen. You have 10 seconds to tell me the answer. Time's up. So, what is the answer? Müsst. Absolutely right. Er müsst früh ins Bett gehen. Wow guys, we have completed our modal verbs. So, did you find it easy? Well, it is very easy. Alright, with that said, if you really liked our video, tap the bell icon right there. Let us know in the comments which modal verb you found to be most simple one. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Auf Wiedersehen, bis dann!